Yeah, yeah. You just feel like you missed out,
Yeah.
basically. You missed out, although you did have a man in your life who adopted you, but his work required him to be gone a lot. And so you just had that void. But
Mm-hmm.
it just really harkens the fact that fathers need to be present. You need to at least introduce yourself to your children and talk to them about family history and health concerns and things of that nature, so that they'll know, they'll have that information. A relationship would be even that much more better when you think about a person, for example, Ellen, missing out on feeling whole. You feel like you're missing something. I grew up in a single parent home, but my parents sort of co-parented us. So on weekends we were with my father. During the week we were with my mom, and summers with my dad and things like that. But still, there's nothing like having both parents in the same household. So
Mm-hmm.
you
Exactly.
do kind of feel like you miss out on something. You don't know what it is. But I guess like for me, because I was so young, it was sort of like the norm. So you
Mm-hmm.
never know what you're
You never
missing.
know what
You know
you're
what I'm
missing.
saying? Yeah.
Right.
But still just a little tinge of something missing. All right. And so Father's Day obviously is a difficult day for you, Alan.
Yes, it really is. I always try to be busy.
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Mm-hmm.
uh,
Mm-hmm.
but it's. I look around and I see other people, and I don't want to say that I want to feel pitied or anything like that, because there's people in the world that have it even worse in terms of not having any parents whatsoever.
Absolutely.
You know, it's just that feeling like, well, where do I go? Everybody's like going to be celebrating.
Mm-hmm.
So where do I fit in again? Here we go again with where do I belong in the world? Where do I fit?
And do you think that that's going to be with you? Do you think that this has been a journey for you, over 20 years, a journey, Ellen? Do you think that you'll ever get to a point in your life where you will feel a sense of completeness?
I think once the book, The Hidden Heiress, is out and once the movie is out, I think that I will have some very big closure type of situation. I really feel I can feel it coming. As I do these kind of shows with you, I
Mm-hmm.
feel more validated. And we're going to have three videos coming out on YouTube now, one on my life story, and
Mm-hmm.
one on the book, and one on the movie. And after I did that, and I just saw a glimpse of it yesterday, it made me feel like I'm getting somewhere, where I'm getting to a point where I'm stronger, and,
Yes.
and I can talk about it as not necessarily inside of me, but helping the other people. That was the whole point of doing this in the first place, so that nobody else in this world would go through the kind of torture of the lies and the deceit.
Mm-hmm. And so the whole process of the book and the movie and then this YouTube release has been sort of therapeutic for you, actually.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Right. Hmm.
Very
And
good.
if can I one more thing, Marilyn, if I can say this,
Yes.
it not only does it affect the child, but most of the time it mows the child. It mows their minds. Like, of course, it's a little different from Ellen because, most people when they don't know their fathers or mothers, it's a huge void. But when they do get in relationships, most of the time, this is their image of what a family is. As you said earlier, Marilyn, that it's nothing like having both parents in the home. If that is possible, because
Mm-hmm.
you're molding your child's mind to this is what a family is: a broken
Mm-hmm.
home. this is what, and this is what they see. So usually we pattern normally, unless it really impacts like it did Ellen, and she's determined to come up with something good out of this positive. But a lot of times it impacts you to the point where this is what you've seen, this is what you think a family is, and this is it's just repeated. It's a cycle, and that's why we see in our society a vicious cycle, because people don't know how to get along. They don't know how to stay married. They don't want to stay married. They want to jump in and out of relationships, and then it affects our whole entire society.
Yes.
And that is what I wanted to deal with.
Yes, and it really is sad. It's a sad thing, but
sad.
you know, we're all overcomers. You know, human beings.
Yes, we are.
We overcome
Yes, we are.
things, and I think the things that we deem important, we somehow make a way. And I think that family needs to become important. Your children needs to become important again, and those kind of things. And you know, even to single parents, you had alluded to the fact that, you know, when women or men raise their children alone, and it could be the perfect environment, and they're telling them, but you know, okay, we're. This is our situation, but out of their mouths, they're saying that, okay, when you grow up and you marry and you have your family, you stay with your family, you know, you stay with your wife and you have your children and you stay. It's difficult for them to make that happen because of what they grew up in, and that's that singleness, you know, what they saw. Even though, you know, you may try to expose them to other family situations where there's both parents in the home and so forth. It's a tough thing, but it's a doable thing. And so, you know, I applaud you on this film. It again, for those who might want to just get a sneak peek on YouTube, it's entitled Rejected Seed, and Faith is going to, I guess. When she's not so busy with her singing career, because you're going to be opening up for Erykah Badu in a couple weeks, right?
Actually, next Saturday on the 18th at Garfield Park. So anyone who would like to come out that's in Chicago, we will be there. I will be there at 7:30 p.m. opening up for her. She comes on at 8 o'clock p.m., Erykah Badu. Yes, I will be doing that. And if they want to see the entire movie of Rejected Seed, am I able to tell them, Marilyn?
Sure, go
how
ahead.
They can get it?
Put it out there.
Yes, they can go on to IndieFlix, INDIEFLIX.com, and it would say create an account. And creating an account is just putting in your contact information, and you would put in your name and address and everything, and order the movie online at IndieFlix.com, and you will see what happens to this young woman and how it impacts her life. But as you said, Marilyn, even though these things happen to us, we can move forward and we can make up our minds that we'll be different or endeavor to be different in life. And that is why I want to really impact people and for us to see where we fall short and move forward and be able to help other people to launch to another place in their lives.
Awesome.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you, Faith. I appreciate you. Best to you. I'll try to get out there to check you out in concert, and maybe I can get you involved in my Christmas charity event. It's called the Open Mic Singing Contest, and we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it later.
Okay, very good. And thank you, Ellen. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Ellen, hang on a second. Thanks, Faith. Talk to you later.
Okay, thank you now. Bye-bye.
Ellen?
Yes.
All right. So wrap things up for us real quick. You're working on, you have some stuff out there on YouTube regarding the book and movie, correct?
We're just, Matt Jacobson, who's a wonderful videographer, just finished editing them.
Mm-hmm.
3 videos. We aren't up yet. We hope to be up in the next week or so. It's one on my life story, one on the book, and one on the movie. And Karen Green was so gracious. She's a journalist and writer to have interviewed me, and we did it up at Fields Infinity in Glencoe. They were so wonderful. Dan Fields let us do this. So I appreciate that opportunity, and, of course, your opportunity. You were the first person that had me on the show, and I hope that it won't be the last. And I hope you follow the journey with us and that you're at the premiere with us.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, definitely. I feel like it's my pet project now, too.
Yes. Actually, Faith and I were on a solo parenting show that's going to be coming out on television on Fun Networks with Cynthia McGregor from Florida. So we've kind of like partnered up a little bit here because of her movie and my circumstances. So, but I so appreciate you and what you do for people.
Oh, no problem. It's my pleasure.
And we do have to talk about the open mic.
Yes, we'll be in touch early next week.
Okay, that sounds great. And thanks so much. Have a wonderful weekend.
Thank you, Ellen. Appreciate you.
Oh, you too. Bye, Marilyn.
Bye-bye. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Ellen Miller, who is a recurrent guest here on the show. At least once a year, it seems she makes an appearance, an adoptee who really was on a heartfelt search to discover who her birth parents were, sharing with us, along with Faith Diggs, who's a filmmaker, a songwriter, artist, performer, this segment, A Father's Presence.